It has been said that Christianity is always just one generation away from extinction. If that is true, it is stunning that God entrusts the entire future of his church and his mission on earth to people like you and me. And yet, so far, so good. Over the last 2,000 years, God has faithfully continued to call and raise up new leaders to move his church and his mission forward. It's because of the vision and efforts of others before us that we are leading in the church today. But of course, we won't be here forever. So who's next? Who are we passing the leadership baton on to? You see, the only way our leadership and influence will carry on is if we invest it in others. The Apostle Paul understood the importance of investing in the next generation of leaders as well as anybody. One of the people he invested in was a young, motivated apprentice by the name of Timothy. In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2, in just one sentence, Paul perfectly captures the vision, value, and method of reproducing leadership. We could call this the 2-2-2 principle. Paul says, what you've heard from me in the presence of many witnesses, entrust to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. So Paul's the first generation, Timothy, the second generation, faithful men and women, the third generation, and they were to teach and develop others all the way to the fourth generation. Now, please don't misunderstand what Paul is saying. He's not asking Timothy to help him so that he can do his tasks more effectively. He's not asking Timothy to replace him so that he can move on to something else. He's asking Timothy to reproduce his leadership in others so that the mission of Christ would not stop with them and would be carried on to future generations. See, this 2-2-2 principle is still as important today as it was then. As life group leaders, you do lots of important things in shepherding and caring for the people in your group. But this task of identifying and investing in an apprentice leader may be the most important thing that you can do to advance the cause of the gospel for years to come. And I choose this word apprentice intentionally. You see, an apprentice is not an assistant or a co-leader or a helper. An apprentice is not just helping a leader. They are actually becoming a leader. And every life group leader needs to be deliberate and purposeful about identifying and training an apprentice in their group. And the reason why this is a need is because it will not happen automatically. You see, you can wholeheartedly get behind what Paul writes in 2 Timothy 2:2. You can think that apprenticeship is a great idea and understand the value of it. But to live it out, you have to be intentional about doing 5 things. You have to recognize and recruit others to join you in the mission. You have to be willing to invest time and energy to refine their leadership. Fourthly, you have to help them grow to reflect Christ's character. And then the 5th thing is you need to release them in faith to carry on the mission and teach others. See, apprenticeship is as much art as it is science. It really does involve a collaboration between the leader, the apprentice, and the Holy Spirit. Now, while there is no one-size-fits-all formula on how to do this well, there are some time-tested tools and approaches that will be of tremendous help to you as you seek to live out this 2-2-2 principle in your group. And so we're going to look at some of these tools and approaches in 5 short and practical videos where we're going to answer the following 5 questions. How do I recognize an apprentice? How do I recruit an apprentice? How do I refine the leadership skills of an apprentice? How do I facilitate genuine transformation in an apprentice? And how do I release an apprentice into ministry? I want to close this video by asking you, please, to be praying over 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 2 for your ministry. Who is your Timothy? Be sure to come back and watch our next video, which is all about how you can recognize your apprentice.